Hey Russ, John O'Connor here. The Spiders offensively seem to keep running into a wall. Why do you think that is? Why haven't you been able to get anything going here in the last few weeks?
Well, I mean, obviously James Madison's a big part of that today. They're very talented on defense. They're well coached, and they do a tremendous job swarming the football. Um, we got to figure it out because it's been we haven't really played very well offensively. You can even Villanova game, we weren't great there either. We had one quarter, so we got to figure some things out offensively. But not. I mean, it was obviously it was pretty poor effort by us today. But give James Madison a lot of credit; they're really good on defense.
Do you think those problem scoring points are opponent related primarily, or is Richmond experiencing some issues? Obviously, you got your backup quarterback, and that's part of it, I guess.
Um, obviously today, I think a lot of it was James Madison. Um, not scoring points against Elon in the red zone was extremely disappointing. Even Virginia Tech, we were not even average. We were okay, but Villanova, we had the one quarter, we had the kickoff return, and then we scored one kind of on a little trick play after a turnover, and then really not much more after that. So we haven't played great on offense, and again, I'm gonna work hard to figure out what we need to do offensively to get better. It's obviously not very good right now.
And moving forward with the inspiration for your guys at this point, is there any difference in the way you approach things now that the playoffs would appear to be out of the picture?
Well, again, we got to worry about getting our offense corrected, winning a game against Stony Brook. They'll be a tough opponent. What happens at the end of the year, we'll see. But right now, we got to get better and get ready to play Stony Brook.
Thank you.
Hey, Russ. It looked like in the third quarter, you guys were moving the ball pretty well until you got into JMU territory and they had the 2 sacks to kind of close the quarter. How big were those plays in your eyes?
They were big. I mean, and that probably wasn't the only time. I mean, they got a couple sacks, and again, you think about it too. They sacked us a couple times and got us back on our own 5-yard line. Now all of a sudden you're punting the ball from the 5-yard line. Those other ones where you're starting to move and get kind of near the red zone, they hurt. But the other sacks too. I mean, I think we took back-to-back sacks. And all the way back, I don't even know. We were maybe on 5. I can't remember where we were, but still, we're punting it into the wind, and they get the ball back on the 40-something yard line. That's not good. The disappointing thing was turning the ball over. We came right out and stopped them quickly defensively, and then we turned the ball over. We turned the ball over, and we hold them to a field goal and then probably went 3 and out again. So, I mean, it's disappointing. We've got our offensive guys just can't go in there and say, all right, we're going to do this, and this. Figure out what we do good and do it. And if it means the same play 8 times in a row, run the same play 8 times in a row. We don't do that. We just grabbing out of the bag, and all right, this one looks good. Let's throw this one out there. We got to condense some things. We got to figure out ways to move the ball. We got to figure out ways to score points.
Hey, Russ, would you think that Joe Mancuso would be back to help you do that from now on?
He's close. We'll know more on Monday. We're hoping that we can get him back for Stony Brook. It'll probably be close, but again, I'll have more information probably on Monday. And then, but if not, Stony Brook, he'll be back the next week.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I guess just with your defense, it kind of kept you guys in the game for sure. JMU was able to move the ball until it got to the red zone. What do you think changed down there where you guys were able to get them off the field and force them to kick field goals?
Well, they really didn't move the ball. I mean, you say they hit some deep balls that we screwed up the coverage on. I mean, they hit 2 of them like that, get down there. The other one, they had a big run. We got a guy unblocked, and the guy runs to a tackle. That was a really good player. And our guy's a good player. He runs right through him and gets 26 yards. So, they couldn't get anything inside on us. They could not, most of their run game was stuffed other than if we missed a tackle for the most part. So I'm giving our guys a lot of credit. I mean, they didn't block us very well, to be honest with you. Now, Cole made some great throws and their wideouts made some great catches. But we helped them a little bit on that too. We have a freshman field corner they picked on early. And then he kind of got feeling a little bit better and probably played a little bit better as the game progressed. But I'm proud of our front seven, front seven, our 3 linebackers and our 4 down guys. I mean, that we played good. We played good up front. I don't even know how many rushing yards they had, but probably wasn't a ton, I don't think, but it might have been. I don't know.
Hey, Coach, can you tell us what Bo English did to his hand?
Well, it wasn't broken, but when he came off, there was the biggest knot on the top of his hand, huge. And they took him in and got an x-ray and it wasn't broke. And then I guess it went down. He must've just taken a helmet on there. I don't know how it got to looking like that, but it actually looked like a deformed hand or something like that. And Bo wanted to play and there wasn't a fracture. They taped it up. I'm sure that taking your hand up and trying to throw is not really good. But he wanted to go and we went with him. And, he actually coming out when we fumbled that ball, he was still in the locker room. I'm not sure what he was doing in there, but Jackson just hung on to the ball too long in the exchange, and it's a fumble, and they got the ball, and it's 3 points.
Thank you.
A quick question for you. Other than Bo, you had Jackson Hardy and Braxton Hughes come in. How do you feel they performed this game and their individual dynamics?
Oh, yeah. Braxton is a kind of a 4th-year guy that's a walk-on. That's a great kid. He holds for us. I wanted to get Braxton in there, give him an opportunity to play college football. It's 19-3 with 2 minutes and 50-something seconds to go. We weren't going to win the game. I mean, I think you guys knew it, but I wanted to get Braxton in there. The only thing was whether we would have put Kyle Wickersham in there. But again, I thought give Braxton a shot. He's a great kid. He's all in for the University of Richmond. And his teammates love him, and I was glad he did well.
Hey, Kobe, John O'Connor here from the Richmond Times-Dispatch. How about discussing the difficulty in keeping them out of field goal range?
Yeah, I think they won a lot of the hidden yardage battle. They were in really, really good field position. We gave up some big plays on defense as well that put them in the field position. We ultimately had a bend but don't break mentality, so we kept them from scoring touchdowns. I think they only scored 1, but we really got to do a better job of controlling that field position, keeping them out of field goal range so that when we do make those stops, they're punts and they're not points.
About overall now, obviously a rough stretch for the Spiders. Moving forward, the mindset, the motivation, what's left, it seems as though the playoffs are probably out of the picture.
Yeah, what's left is the same thing that we started with. We're going to go and attack every day. Adversity is nothing new to us, and I'm pretty sure we talk about it every week, but this is another thing of adversity. And, the making of a man, the making of a team is how you respond to adversity, and we're going to respond. That's just what we're going to do. And we're going to come out every day and fight our tails off every day, every practice, whatever it is we're doing. And we're going to keep going forward. However we got to do it, we're going to keep moving forward.
What are your impressions of the Dukes? You've seen them plenty now over the years. How does this team compare?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I always enjoy playing versus them. It's always a really, really fun rivalry game for me. I do think a couple years past, they felt like a bit of a stronger team, but they're always a team that has a very, very stout defense and a very good offense. They have a lot of weapons, and if you don't account for them on one play, they can make you hurt. So they're a very good team.
Thanks, Kobe.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kobe, wanted to ask, did the play you made late in the second quarter, right before halftime to force a fumble, did you guys feel like that was kind of an injection of energy? And did you feel like it gave you guys some momentum going into the half?
Definitely think it did. I didn't even know it was a forced fumble at the end. I thought it was an incomplete pass. But when I got up, we were all excited, definitely ready to come back out in the second half and give it all we had. So it definitely gave us some energy.